because I know personally it changed my life. That's why anybody that asks me that wants to change their life, this is the first stuff that I give them, because it's the most powerful information that I know. It's what I've used to change my entire life. So it's the information that I put forth to everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the GoMoneyGrow podcast, where together we find the best ways to grow your money, your mind, and your body. I'm here with a special guest of ours, Mr. Mark Meyer. Thank you for agreeing to do this podcast with me.
Of course.
So today, me and my buddy Mark here are going to be talking about manifesting. Whenever I say manifesting, people that know me personally know that I believe in manifesting and building your dream life.
For sure.
And I've tried to explain to people how important certain information is that we have provided for them, but I found that a lot of people don't listen to the information that I tell them to listen to, and they don't implement it into their life like you have. So, real quick, will you just tell them about this information? Like, what is the information that we're going to be talking about today?
Well, I mean, it's the CDs. It's Your Wish is Your Command. It's by Kevin. Yeah, he talks about the 4 basics and basically how to change your life. It's crazy information.
So anytime I tell anybody about them, I always say the CDs.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you tell people?
Yeah, it's the CDs.
It's the CDs.
CDs are life, bro.
So whenever I first found this information, I was scrolling through TikTok. It was probably March of 2021, somewhere around there. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this TikTok of the person that put on this seminar. It was a 2-day seminar, and they recorded all of their sessions. And the people that went to this seminar paid $10,000 to be a part of it. And the deal was that if they came to the seminar and the information was not valuable and it didn't change their life dramatically, then they would get a full refund of their $10,000. Mm-hmm. And nobody did the refund. Everybody that listened to this information, it completely changed their lives, and nobody wanted the refund because it did everything that he said it would for their life. That's how I found what they were. I had to dig and do a little bit of research to find where they were and where I could listen to them. And it's hard now because the Matrix and the government and everybody's trying to take them away because they don't want you to know this information, because they want you to be a slave. Oh, yeah. They want you to be a slave for your entire life and work for the system, and this information will help you break out of the Matrix, essentially, and live life on your own terms. So that's how I found the CDs. Mark, real quick, will you just tell us about like your experience whenever you found out about the CDs and kind of how you started implementing them into your life?
Okay, well, it was halfway through my senior year, and I was kind of at a low spot in my life, and Kale kind of talked about, just to other classmates. He was like, what's your willingness to change? That kind of thing. And I got curious. I was like, well, what do you mean by that? And I started asking more questions and stuff, and then I eventually moved in with Kale, and then he showed me the CDs, and it changed my life. Like, I listened to them almost like a drug. I just started listening to them more and more and more, and then we'd go to a park and just take notes on the CDs. White paper, blue ink. Mm-hmm. I listen to them every day. When I'm going to work, while I'm at work, while I work out, while I go to sleep. When you go to sleep, it's your subconscious mind opens up, and it gets in, better absorbs into your mind.
I don't listen to them as often as I should.
You should.
I know I need to listen to them consciously more. I listen to them whenever I go to sleep, so my subconscious absorbs it. Right. But I need to consciously, like you said, listen to them and start taking notes. White paper, blue ink. Mm-hmm. That is significant. If you listen to the CDs, you'll find out why white paper and blue ink is so important. But today, we're just going to be doing an overview of the basics, the 4 basics of the CDs. The 4, what would you say, the main things that you need to know and adopt into your life in order for the entire process to start taking place. Would you say that's a good description?
I mean, they are the steps to get what you want in life. Anything you want.
Anything that you want in life. Yeah. And I can speak from experience that this is the information that I used. It was whenever I first started doing my day trading. I found the CDs. I started manifesting. I was super conscious about taking notes and thinking about what I wanted in life. And that's what ultimately got me to the point where I am now. And I give all the credit to these CDs and the information that I found in them. Mark, what are the 4 basics?
The 4 main basics is who do you listen to, your teachability index,
Training balance
scale, and then the 4 levels of consciousness.
So the first one is, who do you listen to? Do you want to just kind of give your opinion on what that means to you, and then I'll give mine?
Okay, well, Kevin pretty much states to figure out who you listen to. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You could be learning a new language. You could be doing anything. To figure out if they're a good person to listen to, basically find one person that has done it successfully. Does that make sense?
Whenever I hear who do you listen to, the first thing that comes to my mind is listen to the people that are doing the things that you want to be doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Listen to the people that have done and accomplished the things that you want to accomplish in your life. So that's the first basic, is who do you listen to? You need to listen to the people that are doing the things that you want to be doing in your own life.
Right.
The second basic is teachability index.
Right.
There's 2 parts to the teachability index. Do you want to explain the 2 parts of the teachability index?
So the first part is how teachable are you? And it's on a scale of 1 to 10. The second part is what's your willingness to change? You evaluate yourself, and be honest. You evaluate yourself from 1 to 10, and then you multiply that by what, 10?
You multiply it by each other. So you have your teachability index. What is your willingness to learn, and what is your willingness to change?
Right.
And they are both on a scale from 1 to 10. So if you have a 10 willingness to learn and a 0 willingness to change, then your teachability index is 0. You multiply them by each other. So like if you have, the ultimate goal is getting a 10 willingness to learn and a 10 willingness to change. 10 times 10 is 100. You're a perfect student.
Yeah, he's right.
In the CDs, they talk about, basically it's what are you willing to give up to learn this information? Are you willing to give up your favorite TV show for a year to sit down and learn this information? Are you willing to stop going to the bars or whatever it is? What are you willing to give up to learn this information? And the biggest one is money. Or are you willing to give money up to learn this information? And then willingness to change. So this is a big one. I like, the willingness to change is one of the big ones for me, because I'm sure you agree, if you want things to change in your life, things in your life have to change.
Yes.
What is like the willingness to change for you, or how did you kind of apply that to your life whenever you found the CDs?
So basically, instead of watching TV, like you get home from work, you watch TV, instead of doing that, well, what's one of your goals?
Well, so the way that I would explain it, so what is your willingness to change is how drastically are you willing to change your life? Are you willing to quit your job out of the blue to pursue something else in accordance and in alliance with the information provided in the rest of the CDs? Are you willing to, whenever you get home from work, stop watching TV? You don't watch TV. You give up watching TV, your favorite show, for a year, and instead you read books.
Yes.
How much are you willing to change your life? Like, based on your day-to-day acts and the day-to-day things that you go through, are you willing to completely do a 180 and change everything about your life in order to manifest and attract what you want in your life?
So instead of watching TV when you get home, do the real estate course. Sit down and actually do the real estate course, or listen to the CDs, or do something productive rather than doing something that's not going to change your life.
First 2 basics: who do you listen to? Listen to the people that are doing the things that you want to be doing. Teachability index: what is your willingness to learn, and what is your willingness to change? Your ideal teachability index is 100. You want a 10 willingness to learn. That means you're willing to give up anything to learn this information. and a 10 willingness to change, meaning you are completely okay turning your life upside down in order to learn this information and to attract the things that you want in your life.
Right. Now, don't get caught up in the house. Don't get caught up in the house. It's 99% of your thoughts.
And that leads us into the third basic is your training balance scale. When people are trying to accomplish a goal, the typical way of going at that is sit down, make a plan, an action plan of steps you're going to take in your life to accomplish that said thing.
Right.
Right?
That's great.
It's great. It's a great thing to do.
You need to have a balance of your thoughts and the actions. It's 99% of the thoughts.
We're still learning the information ourselves, so it's hard for us to articulate it as well as they do in the CDs, and that's why I think it's very important that everybody goes and listens to this information, because if you're intrigued by the stuff that we're talking about, we are numbnuts compared to the way Kevin can articulate this information.
But like it's the tip of the iceberg. Like the CDs,
it's just the tip.
Yeah.
And you can listen to the CDs and manifest anything that you want in your life.
Oh yeah, like all you really need, and if you actually apply them and you actually listen to them, all you really need is the CDs. But there's a lot more information about it to help you get to it.
It just depends on how much you want.
Right.
Like how much you actually want. But
yeah.
Back to the training balance scale. So most people think that it is, whenever you're trying to manifest something, it's 50% of what you think and then 50% of what you do. And it's completely wrong. Mm-hmm. It is 99% of what you think about and then less than 1% of the actions that you take to achieve that thing. You get what you think about most of the time. So on a day-to-day basis, people that have this negative Nancy mindset about, oh, woe is me, oh, today's a bad day, oh, I got a flat tire, anything negative, most people go through life thinking this negative thought and that they're a victim of reality. And what do you see more often than not? That comes to play into their life. Because that's what they're thinking about all the time. They're thinking, okay, I'm the victim. Oh, bad things always happen to me. And you're right, they do, because you think they do. Once you start changing that negative ball of energy,
yes,
and you stop thinking about, oh, woe is me, all these bad things, think about what you're actually grateful for and what you actually have. People, especially in the United States, are so greedy.
I mean, that's what the Matrix wants.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix wants us to have that victim mentality. Mm-hmm. The Matrix wants us for us not to be accountable for our actions. Because everything in your life, you've created. Mm-hmm. Nobody else created it.
Everything in your life is your fault. Mm-hmm. You have to take accountability for everything in your life.
And as soon as you realize that and accept that, then things will change.
That's when you can really start manifesting stuff. So It's like, I go through life like I'm happy. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just grateful. So I'm going to give an example. Like how many of you wake up and you're like, oh, I have to go to work today and all this and that. It's like, no, you get to go to work today. There's a paraplegic somewhere that can't walk. They were born without arms. They were born with a brain dysfunction or a mental illness, and they're not even able to go to work. It's not I have to go to work. It's I get to go to work today. I get to walk. I get to move my fingers. I get to have eyesight. I get to see. I get to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be grateful for the basic necessities. Not even necessities, but you have to be grateful for the basic things that you have in life.
Oh, yeah.
And once you start changing that ball of energy from negative to positive, that's when you really start being able to manifest the things that you actually want and desire into your life.
Right. And if you don't know what you want to manifest or what you want to like bring into your life, focus on feeling good.
Yeah.
And then when you do that and you focus on that, then things will start popping up in your life that you want to, hey, I want this, or hey, I want to do this.
And that kind of brings us to the fourth basic.
Yeah.
So there's 4 steps of consciousness. Okay. What are the 4 steps of consciousness?
So there's conscious competence. There's unconscious competence. There is conscious incompetence. And then what's the last one?
Unconscious incompetence.
Yes.
So
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. So basically, you don't know what you don't know. What that means is you have no idea what information is out there. Like, you have no idea what you don't know.
Right. So like when you were little, you didn't know how to tie your shoe. And then once you
didn't even know you didn't know how to tie your shoe,
Right,
because you
exactly.
didn't ever wear shoes. You
Yeah.
didn't even know shoes were a thing.
And then it became, so that was the unconscious, what was it? That's
Incompetence.
Unconscious incompetence. And then once you learn that.
Now it's conscious incompetence. Now you know that you don't know. Whenever you're a baby and you have your shoes, you don't know that you don't know how to tie a shoe, because you don't even know what a shoe is.
Right.
And then once you put shoes on, it's like, okay, I know what a shoe is, but I don't know how to tie a shoe. You know that you don't know how to tie a shoe. The third is conscious competence. Yes. So now you know how to tie a shoe, but you have to think about doing it every single time that you do it. You know that there's something there, but you know you have to be conscious whenever you're doing it.
Right.
And that's kind of the stage that you're in with the CDs, right?
Conscious competence. We all are. Mm-hmm. Everybody is. That's what you got to focus on. You just got to focus on being consciously competent in what you're doing.
You want to become unconsciously competent with the information in these CDs. Right. And so unconscious competence, like if you think about, back to the example of tying your shoe, you don't even have to think about it. You know you can reach down and tie your shoe. Yeah. It's easy. It's unconscious, and you know how to do it. And that is what you want to get to with this information that are in these CD sets. The fifth basic. There's actually 5. Yeah.
Yes. There's 5. And then the fifth basic is master the basics. Like that's what we're all at right now. We're trying to master the basics. We're all in conscious competence until it becomes unconscious competence. And you have to love learning the basics.
That's the best way you can say that is like you have to become obsessed with learning the basics.
And that's when you want to learn and you want to learn more, just a little bit more about the basics, then that's when you know you've learned enough. Yeah. On these CDs is it 12 or 13? I think there's 12 and then there's a Q&A section.
Yeah, so there's 12 CDs. It's broke up into 12 sections. They're all about an hour long.
Yes.
The first 3 CDs are just going over the basics and trying to teach you the basics. Because everything after the basics is simple.
The fourth one is the vibrations and your duration. Mm-hmm. So you put out a vibration, and with a high duration is the best way to bring things in your life.
Right.
But don't focus on when is it going to come into my life? When is it going to come into my life?
Yeah.
It'll come in your life when the universe
thinks you're ready for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the 8th one is talking about the different cleanses and
body cleanses, getting the toxicity out of your body.
Yes. It's a lot to do with the Matrix too.
Yeah.
The Matrix, they want you to be fat. They want you to, because the medical field, it's nothing but money.
That's why I don't take any medication. I talked about it in the fitness podcast, why I don't take any medication, not aspirin, not Advil. I do not take any over-the-counter medication at all. My body's going to fight it off.
Yeah.
Our bodies are made to fight it off.
Yeah, and the only reason why people are sick is because of mineral deficiencies. And
they give you pills to get rid of the symptoms for a bigger underlying disorder.
Yes.
They don't go to the source and find out what is actually
what's causing it.
Yeah. They give you the medicine to get rid of the symptoms, but then as soon as you come off the medicine, you're right back where you were.
You got this. They know 8 prescriptions to mask, to do that.
Mask
but they don't find the root cause. Cancer can be cured.
Yeah.
It literally can. The Matrix doesn't want you to know that.
Yeah, well, there's examples of it.
Oh, yeah.
They give examples of it in the CDs. You got to listen. We're just giving a basic overview of all the information that is in here, but you have to go and listen to it for yourself.
And not just once. You have to listen to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Until you become unconsciously competent about the information.
Right.
And I'm still not there. Like I said, this is just a basic overview that we're giving you right now. It's basically just us pitching you this information to get you to go and listen to it. Right. Because I know personally it changed my life. That's why anybody that asked me that wants to change their life, this is the first stuff that I give them. Because it's the most powerful information that I know. Mm-hmm. It's what I've used to change my entire life. So it's the information that I put forth to everybody. All of this information is in our free Facebook group. Go to Facebook, just search under groups, GoMoneyGrow. All this information is posted in the guides where you can listen to the CDs. All the information that you need to change your life is out there in the universe. You just have to find it. And if you're listening to this podcast, you've already unconsciously been attracting it into your life.
Oh, yeah.
You're all, because maybe you're somebody that has been thinking, okay, I'm in a rough spot. I need to start changing my life. And if that's the case, then this is the best place to start because it took me years to find this information. And if you're just attracting this podcast where it's teaching you, or not teaching you, but showing you where the information is, it's just reaching out and getting the information.
It's really mind-blowing. It's crazy. It will change your life. If you're serious about it and you actually put forth the effort to do the CDs, like to what he talks about in effect in your life, it will change your life.
Well, Mark, thank you for being on just this quick podcast to go over the CDs. I appreciate. I value just that you hold me accountable for learning them because I know I don't listen to them as much as I should, and I know you're better about it. Yeah. And so I appreciate you just holding me accountable and like, hey, have you listened to them today? Hey.
It's kind of become a habit for mine. Mm-hmm. Like, I listen to it, like, I go to sleep with it, and then when I wake up, it's on. Mm-hmm. And then I get up and I, take a shower and stuff. I'm listening to it. Yeah. And, like, I go to work, I'm listening to it. Mm-hmm. While I'm at work, while you're prepping, doing all that stuff at work, I'm listening to it. And then I get off work, I go to the gym, I'm listening to it. Like, I'm just constantly listening to it.
Yeah. It'll change your life. Mm-hmm. It'll change your life should you choose to follow the information. Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Go Money Grow podcast. I hope you found value in this episode. I hope you choose to go and find this information for yourself and start learning about it because it'll really change your life. We have multiple other podcasts. If you're interested in listening to it, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube. The information is out there should you choose to want to go and find it. Thank you for listening. You know who made